Hi again, Whovians. Welcome back to the weekly Doctor Who Pinterest board where we talk about the episode that we all watched together. Now, this is the first week, so we're on Season 1, Episode 1, Rose. And this episode to me is pretty special. It's the very first episode of Doctor Who I ever saw. I'm curious to know what you guys' first episode was. Is this the first one you ever saw? Was this your introduction to Doctor Who? Also, I would like to know from you guys, the watchers and the followers of the board, who was it that introduced you to Doctor Who? For me, it was kind of an interesting transition into watching the show. I was actually watching The Big Bang Theory. I don't know if you guys watched that show or not. And Dr. Sheldon Cooper said every Saturday since we lived in this apartment, I've watched Doctor Who. And I thought, well, if it's good enough for Sheldon, it's good enough for me. And I actually added it to my Netflix list that same day. So it was kind of a funny way to go about it, but that's how I got introduced to the Doctor. And I put it on Netflix, and it was actually my mom who first watched the show, and she watched I think maybe 5 minutes of it, and she said, don't watch it, Abby, it's really scary. So that was really kind of funny. She was scared of the mannequins coming to life, and actually the first time I watched it I was like, oh my gosh, this really is scary. And I know a lot of people make fun of this episode, but when those mannequins first start moving, it freaks you out pretty good. And then the Doctor came in and of course saved Rose and said that classic line that we always remember, just grabs her hand and run. And at that part, that's when I first started really loving the Doctor. He came in, he saved her, in a way he saved us, the audience, because it was kind of freaky. And, just told us to run, and we did, we went with it. So I just think that that's great, and I really do love this episode. Later in the show, Rose has that conversation with him, and she says, you're full of it. And he says, yeah, I am. I actually made that as one of our new Pinterest posts, so it's on the board already. And I think sometimes we think about the Ninth Doctor as being so serious, but to me he was just so funny. And that's what kept me watching the show, is this guy is hilarious. And that's why I really, really love this episode. The Doctor just makes me laugh over and over again, and I think it's really great. So next week, we're going to be watching The End of the World, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about that one. Again, if you have any Pinterest posts that you want me to create or you want to create yourself, send me a link or write it in the description board. And don't forget, let me know who it was who introduced you to Doctor Who. Thanks.